All right, we are going to begin the second half of our persuasion narration for chapters either 16 or 17. And we are going to talk about three ways that you could use arguments, approaches to persuasion. One is fact-based, one is value-based, and one is policy-based. And we'll go through those right now. When we talk about facts, we can use the facts and the evidence, but even though there are facts and evidence used, sometimes these points are still debatable. Think about global warming or climate change. Some people have different views on this, even though there seems to be factual evidence. Economic crisis. Right now, America with the COVID-19 situation, there is an economic crisis of sorts. How do we solve that? There's different viewpoints. The space program. Should we continue to fund people going into space or not? Although there are factual information that would say, oh, this could be helpful, or this would be a good thing, or this might be spending too much money. Even though there's facts, there's two sides to the story. But facts are very important when we're giving our persuasive arguments, especially in your speech. Next, we'll talk about values. What's right or wrong. This almost has to do a little bit with ethics. What is the best course of action? What is the best for us? If we were going to argue vegetarianism, it's really the right thing to do. It's helpful for the planet. It's helpful for your body. That would be an approach to that. What is the best course of action with juvenile offenders? What is going to be most helpful to society, to the young person? What is the best and right course of action? Even, is it best to buy a new car or a used car? What are the benefits? What aren't the benefits? So you need to evaluate. What is the criteria? This is very criteria based. We'll go to the next one, which is policy. Policy talks about changing behaviors. What should we do? What do we need to do? This is the best course of action. This is what should be done. There might be a little bit of facts and a bit of values in there, but what should be done? Focused really on behavior. We're going to move on. How do all these things come together? And we'll revisit Aristotle, who says that credibility, facts and logic, and emotion are key to a strong argument. So also, what is the person's credibility? What are facts and logic that they're using? And emotion. I really think this is key, that the emotion is what really puts us over the edge. Okay? Using your emotion. Right now, as I'm taping this, my dog Leo has come into the room and has decided to pull on my jacket because he wants some attention. Okay, let's talk about audiences. This will actually go to our next narrated slide, which is about audience analysis. There are all different kinds of audiences. Those who are receptive, right? If I'm selling bicycles and I go to a bike convention, my audience is very, very receptive. If I'm trying to sell bikes at a soccer convention, I don't know how receptive my audience would be. Neutral means they don't really come in with any sort of expectations. They don't feel strongly one way or the other. Hostile, the audience just, maybe they hate bikes. They only like running, and they're not going to be receptive. But you're going to do a lot to convince them that a bike is also an alternative to running. So demographics, what is the type of audience that we are looking at? And we're going to gear our speech. We're going to change our speech so that it fits that particular audience. One of the questions on the last quiz, quiz 3, is we need to look at the audience and what questions might we ask of people who know about this audience that would be helpful to us. Assess your audience. What are their beliefs? their emotions, their actions, their attitudes. Are they strongly committed one way or the other? And it's really a sliding scale. People are not always convinced. It takes them a while to make up their mind. Think about any sort of big purchase that you've made. Usually you don't impulsively go out and spend $1,000, $2,000, $500, $200 even. It takes you a while. You've got to be convinced. You have to go through a series of steps. You'll go through these series of steps of being maybe neutral or moderate, and you can swing from side to side. So we definitely want to know what an audience's attitude is like as we switch to this new slide. And that will help us as we put together our speech. Okay, next slide, we're definitely going to get into, again, being aware of, we need to know our purpose. So we want to choose our purpose. And how are we going to approach our arguments? So what is your purpose? Get your ideas down. Your ideas are going to be related to your skills and to your visualization process. Okay, so this was part 2 of Persuasion. Persuasion is now done.